Okay, this is absolutely typical for a Strada Bianca, white road in Italy, and Google Maps will put you on them. Okay, so you say, oh, no problem, it's just going to kick up a bunch of dust, and it's wide enough here to get by if you go slow. But, yeah, they quickly turn into things like this up here. Okay, now to the right here, this Y in the road. You get beyond that gate, which we're not going to go on past today. That goes back to an old abandoned convent. But here's the example of what these white roads will do. There's a couple houses back this road, by the way. And I don't know if this road continues on past those houses and connects to something else on the other side of the ridge there, but a lot of them do. So if you get on something like this is what you're dealing with. You see these rocks, this washout, and these ruts? Whoop. Okay, more typical white road. The bend here is not as tight as sometimes you see them. And the width here is certainly wider than you see it sometimes. And the ruts here are not as deep as you see them sometimes. Sometimes they're pretty nice, but you have to go really slow and watch, because at any moment you can end up with something that can mess your vehicle up pretty good, or somebody coming around the bend. We were just walking up this hill a minute ago, and a mountain biker came down. And anyway, what is it there? Nocciola. Come on, let's go. Andiamo. Come on, sweetie. Okay, so we're just coming down the hill out of Spina now. Oh, and there's the leading Spina sign. Comune di Marciano. And I forget if we go through Marciano or not. I just wanted to get on the right road out of Spina. And then we'll make our way over there to Torgiano. We've got to go under the E35 expressway, which is a it's a a little brush trimming up ahead. The green paddle. I have the green paddle there. It's not real obvious. It's just that little green paddle. It's not illuminated or anything. And they usually pay good attention. The guys are directing the traffic, but once in a while, no. This guy's got his green paddle out. He shouldn't have it. He should have the red side facing the traffic. Whatever. Okay. Now this is interesting here. We've got a bicyclist and a horse. So we're going to go up here. We're getting close to this E35 highway. Look, Coco, a horse. It's a beautiful horse. Okay, so go ahead there, buddy. No, we don't actually get on the E35. Oh. I think this is going to take us onto the E35. Yes, it is. Dang it. Okay, I made a mistake. So we'll go down here and turn around and come back and get a little bit here of video actually on the E35. The entrance ramps, definitely use your turn signals on these babies. They're not as long as in the United States. This one was a rather long one. Okay? Some of them are a lot shorter. So you really need to have a pretty good ability to get up to the speed of traffic and find a good hole and get in there. That's the way the Italians do it. They don't wait at the end of the ramp for a big giant space, all clear. They seem to, in general, have reflexes and timing which allows them to gauge that acceleration properly, so when they come on there, they can get on the highway. Now, where this is going to take us, I think there's going to be like Spello coming up here or something like that. But we're going to get off here at Bianca and just turn around, get on the highway, and come back north. I missed a turn back there. So let's get off on this Ripiarb exit. And then it's going to take us under the highway or over the highway. And then we can be going the other direction in the other lane on the other side there. Ripa Bianca. I don't sweat it whenever something doesn't go quite right, or you make a funny turn or whatever. As long as you're not going to get in an accident, you know, you just see what you see. Sometimes you, this is where serendipity, you know, you have to be really open to serendipity. Well, you don't have to. Do what you want. Looks like we're going to go under the highway. But that's just the way I do it. I like to just be relaxed and take what comes. Okay, so, oh no, wait, this isn't going to put us back on the highway here. No, this is going to get us way off. No, it isn't. I don't know. Usually, that kind of thing will take you right under the highway and then put you right back on the highway. But I think this is a funny exit because I can see something coming up down here. Yeah, so here's our, here we go. Yeah, this is a funny exit. So this one, we're heading north now towards Firenze, towards the A1, towards Perugia. And, okay, that was all the room in the world on that one. Yeah, but here we are on a street like this, on a highway like this. This is E35. You're connecting with a lot of little towns along the way here, and this is like the golden road for fantastic little Umbrian sightseeing. It's a gorgeous view, and lots of beautiful towns, good food, good wine all the way. Places to stay, all that. But so no. What I was getting at here was on this you could have any dang vehicle you want to have. If you want to rent a Maserati, fine here. But the second you get off of this into some of those little touristy towns, that Maserati's gonna at some point begin to be problematic. So a medium-sized car, I think, is best here to sort of a compromise. You know, it depends. It depends. If you're going from big tourist town to big tourist town, then it's no problem. Now we're not going to get off here at Casalina. It was trying to take us a little bit further north. But if you're going from Termi to Assisi to Perugia to Siena to Florence, you know, bigger towns, you're talking 3s and 4s on my scale, if you're familiar with my scale. Rome would be a 5, a major city like Rome or Milan. A 1 you can't even get through sometimes. There's no services, people live there, but you can't even get through a 1. But I generally like 2s and 3s, 4 on occasion, although 4s are the ones that do get touristy. That's, you're talking Assisi and Florence and places like that. No, not Assisi, Siena. Assisi's, you know, it's like a 3. It's a good-sized town. Once in a while it'll get a little bit touristy, but even on its worst touristy days that I've seen, it's not that horrible. It's not that bad at all. And they've got lots of shops for souvenirs and things, and lots of restaurants, and pretty good selection of all that stuff, along with, of course, your historical attractions. Now, is it going to put it? Okay, so this is our Deruta exit. Okay, Deruta. So we're going to stay on here for another stretch. Deruta is a cool little town famous for ceramics, and it's a 2.5. It's not big. It's got a nice square. It's got lots of nice services. This guy doesn't know what they're doing too well, so I just gave him his space. And he really should be. Well, I shouldn't second judge him. Who knows? He got on okay. That's what matters. Gas, fuel. Fuel in Italy. Let me pause this and start a new segment here. I'll talk about fuel. Okay, fuel in Italy, right? You can pump your own, but you have to be careful because some of the machines will not take your particular credit card, and or they'll limit the amount you can buy. Or if you use cash, sometimes they will steal your money. I saw a guy lose 50 euros once. And I thought, oh, what am I going to do? So now here along the interstate, these are no problems. These are not always open. Sometimes they're self-service. There's bigger ones, there's smaller ones. Sometimes they have a cafe. But if you get your gas pumped, of course it costs a little bit more, but that's a safe thing for me. If you're going to pump your own gas, you can try your credit card, but if it won't work, always have at least a certain amount of cash. I give the machine 20 euros in case it's in the mood to steal my money, and if I didn't do something right. When I saw the guy lose his 50 euros, he probably screwed up somehow. I don't know how he did it, but yeah, he lost 50 euros, and it doesn't matter how much money you have, it pisses you off to have something steal your money. So I use 20 euros, and then I'll maybe give it another 20 euros or so, especially on the weekends. Because things during the week, it's no problem, depending on the hours. A lot of these places, on the smaller places, will close during the afternoon. So you're on your own then. So it's kind of a good idea to fill up when you can, and then be careful about, of course, now this goes without saying, so pardon me for stating the obvious. See all those pots over there? Yeah, this is Deruta area here. So, there are places out in the hinterlands here where it's hard to find. They don't have gas stations just everywhere. It's like driving out in the middle of it's worse than driving out in the middle of Pennsylvania or Texas or someplace like this. There seem to be more gas stations. And I don't know. I hesitate to speculate. It wants us to get off here. Okay. Here we go. Torgiano. What time is it here? 10:14. Great. So we're a little bit later than we wanted to get here. That's fine. And we're just going to keep going right around here. 4 kilometers to Torgiano. Oh yeah, we came through here by accident one time on our way up to Assisi. Driving in Italy. It's a big topic. I'm only going to cover a couple of items here that I think are particularly potentially hazardous, or a little bit different enough in Italy that little heads up wouldn't hurt. So the first is going to be the way they do on-ramps in some places. They're short. We'll get to one of those in a minute. Before that, there's something coming up right up here around this bend ahead. And then we're going to talk about roundabouts, the different types of roundabouts, sizes of roundabouts. Watch out there, bike. So what we've got right up ahead here around this bend, past these, well, around that bend, is a bridge, a narrow bridge. It's not super narrow. You'll see it in a second here. I'm going to pull over and let this motorcycle pass because I want you to stop and take a look at the bridge and the sign. So that bridge doesn't look all that narrow. 2 cars can fit in it, but a car and a tractor or a car and a truck can't. See the sign? That sign says that the other direction coming towards you has the right of way. Okay, so we have no issue here because it's Sunday morning and there's very little traffic. Maybe someday I'll add to this video under more high traffic conditions, but out here in the middle of Umbria we don't have a lot. Now there the road's going to narrow. I got the same thing at this turn. You can't get through here with, those guys have the right of way here, but you can't get through here with a big truck and a car. Okay, the next item's coming up. Now the next item is getting on that highway up ahead of us. It's a 2-lane highway. That bridge is the highway. And we're going to go under the highway to get onto it. Now what I want you to notice here is that this ramp at one point becomes 2-way. People exiting that highway will be in the opposite lane. Now here it's 1 lane, right? It's just us. We can get on as normal in the US. But at this point right here, that other lane there is people coming off the highway. And you see the sign there with the red bar on it? That means don't go that way. Those are people coming off the highway at, well, not quite highway speeds. They've got to slow down a little bit. Now here we're going to get on the highway. And notice here how short this on-ramp is. Okay, the speed here is 90 kilometers an hour, which is not too slow. And people ignore it a lot. Fortunately today, it's just no problem. We didn't even have to look for a space because it's wide open spaces. It was very easy to get on and off. Okay, so right up ahead here, we're going to get off this highway, and I'll show you the first kind of roundabout. It's the miniature version, and I think it's the most dangerous, really. So we'll get to that in a second. But before we do, I'm just going to point out another sign here. Right there, that blue sign, it says, Controllo elettronico della velocità, electronic speed control. We're going to get off before we come to that device, but this is a camera mounted on a pole that measures the car's speed going under that bridge. That bridge is, we're going to exit right before that bridge. Okay, so let's let this guy behind us know we're going to exit. Let's see, he's in an Alfa Romeo too. No turn signals there or in the car ahead of us. We're all 3 exiting. Okay, so up here, you're going to notice a stop sign. I know we're going to make a right. This stop sign, nobody stops at. You watch the guy ahead of us. You watch and see if he stops. And I'm checking the traffic. Nope, there he goes, right through. And I'm not going to either because there's a car following me, and people don't expect you to stop at some of these stop signs. So we'll follow that guy up into this first roundabout, and we'll go through that roundabout a couple of times. Maybe we can get enough vehicles going through there that you can see what I'm talking about, the danger. Here it comes. It's that little blue sign. Now watch, the roundabout is tiny. It's just this little red circle in the middle of basically this crossroads. That guy has the right of way. He came in from the right. And there we're through. Let's do that a couple more times. We've got just enough traffic here this morning to make this worthwhile. Now, this is actually technically a roundabout as well, but it's a really. Let me stop and get some video of this particular roundabout here. The one up ahead. Okay, so now notice there's a little island there with a couple signs on it, roundabout signs on it. Right beyond that's that red dot. You see that red spot in the middle of the crossroads? That's the roundabout. The darn thing's not that far across. And people come in here quickly because it's like a crossroads. There's not a lot of time to merge onto the roundabout, and if two people come in at the same time, you've really got to listen to that. The person on your right has the right-of-way law, and a lot of people will ignore that. You might have the right-of-way, but if they think they can get in there and out fast enough without impeding you or getting into an accident or whatever, they do it. So this is the only kind of roundabout I would say that you really should really slow down for, because can you see? You can't see off to the left or right here. See that little red car came in from the right? Up there's a white car. He's waiting to get into it. That guy's in the roundabout. That guy's in the roundabout. I could have went there. Now I've got the right of way here, and that guy was making a right turn, so I'm just going to go around this roundabout completely. Here comes a guy merging in, but I'm in the roundabout, so he can't go. Well, he could have went, but he didn't. He probably thought I was a little bit crazy for why did I go around the roundabout, 360 degrees and then some. But yeah, so that's the smallest type of roundabout, and yeah, I've got to watch for those. Now we're going to move up to the next size. Oh, did you see that driving school? Yeah, you have to go to driving school here in Italy. Not if you're here as a tourist on 90 days. You can drive up to a year with no license. But you have to go to a driving school, and it's all in Italian. So there's that. Lights, let's inject this. There aren't as many traffic lights here. They have so many roundabouts. But they're a little bit odd. This one's red, you see now. That doesn't mean the other side has a red. It does at the moment. There's a car stopped over there. But in this one, we'll get the green, and the other side will stay red. I don't know if that's universal. Okay? You see, now watch here. As we go through our green, there's a car coming at us in the other lane, that black Volvo there. He's stopped because it's red going his way. So, there's that. Okay, so let's get ready for this next roundabout. One coming up here is a medium-sized roundabout. So for our purposes, let's just say there's the small size, which we just did, and this one coming up is the medium size. The difference between these two is the center of the roundabout is bigger, and that small size only has one lane going around a roundabout. This one also only has kind of like one lane going around the roundabout. Here it is. There's our roundabout sign. And I've got the right of way, but that guy's in. So he's stuck in there quick enough I had to let him go. So even though I had the right of way. But let's just go ahead and go around this roundabout once. We'll do that same thing. We went 360 and then another 180. And yeah, so that's the medium-sized roundabout. I think I want to go through that again because what I wanted to mention was coming on and off of that roundabout. Because it's only one lane, you do have to, there's no opportunity for the person that's in the roundabout to be in the center of the roundabout. In other words, the lane closest to the middle of the roundabout, because it's a one-lane roundabout. This one coming up ahead here, I think is a two-lane roundabout, and it's the large variety. That little blue box is a traffic control box. You see the policeman sign on the side of it? You got to watch for those. I say this continuously. If you have Google Maps on all the time, they might warn you, but it's very easy to not be paying close enough attention to Google Maps. It gives a little audible warning, but yeah, you can get a ticket at 1 km/h over the speed limit on those. Okay, our roundabout's coming up here in a minute. Okay, So coming up right ahead here is our large size roundabout. You can kind of see some cars over there, that's it. And we'll go up here and make a left, and that will put us on the roundabout. So here we're going to go left here. And there's our little roundabout indicator sign right there. And here it is. Now this one, again, it's a Sunday morning. It's wider. You see that it's got a big grassy area in the middle here. I'm going to get out and get back on again. Because I want you to see the big grassy area in the middle, how large that diameter is, and then also watch how much wider the lane is that goes around that grassy area. It's big enough for 2 cars. Okay, there's our indicator that a roundabout's coming up, and this is a three-way. It's got 3 entrances, 3 exits, of course. But here's our big grassy area in the middle. You see, can you see how big that area is there? I need to mow that. Okay, now here's entering into the roundabout, and it's wide. It's pretty wide. So, and it's not formally marked. It might have had a line in here at one time that formally separated the 2 lanes, but it's gone. And so, yeah, she just came right in and exited right out. I'm going to go towards the center here so I don't interfere with this traffic coming in and out. And they're going to wonder what the heck I'm doing, I suppose, but okay. So anyway, this is the larger size roundabout, and this is the only one that you can do this sort of thing where you can kind of go around as many times as you need to get oriented if you weren't paying attention. But we're going to go ahead and signal here that we're going to move over and exit the roundabout here. So that's the large size roundabout. They're really not that bad unless it's really high traffic. They can be kind of full and have a lot of cars going in and out, and people tailgating and following each other very close. Here's an impatient one waiting to pass. Okay, so as I said, here's some kind of impatient wanting to get around these motorcycles. They're going kind of slow. In any case, solid line, so I'm not allowed to pass here. But I think I'm becoming more Italian. Here we have a dashed line, so we are allowed to pass here. It's clear, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Here's a totally dashed line, which means, yep, it's a clear passing zone. Still, we've got a passing zone here. Give the bicycle some room. Okay, so that's a little bit on passing, right? The lines are different. Similar here, solid lines, no passing. The dashed line is passing, and you see here it's passing on that side, it's dashed on that side, and solid. Now it's solid on just one solid line. It's not 2 solid lines like in the United States. Once in a while there will be a little tiny gap in this solid line, and that doesn't mean to pass there necessarily. It might mean that there's a driveway or something like that. So there's that. Okay, so I thought I'd point out this another electronic speed control device. This is the exit where we originally exited to go to that first small roundabout. There's the sign. You know, it's not like they don't warn you. There on the left is a pole with a camera on it, just under the bridge. And a sign that warns you. There's this is it. This is like a policeman standing here. And very intolerant. Somebody said Wise is the app that works better than Google Maps. Of course, Wise has all kinds of other warnings and things on it. Geez, my advice would be have both running. Have a co-pilot and hopefully the co-pilot will keep it, you know, between one of the two people, somebody will see the speed control devices and all that good stuff. It's always good to know well in advance what you can expect to see up ahead. So, and the more you can keep your eyes on the road, the better. So it's better if somebody else is watching the phone. Now here's our exit. I'm going to leave the camera on here for the exit because, well, you see how short this is. We're going pretty slow now. We're only going 70 kilometers an hour. And this is a 90 kilometer. But look how short that exit is. You can see it from here, right? So I'm coming over. And really, you should do probably all of your braking in the exit, which would be a very harder brake than people are used to in the United States, where we have long entrance and exit ramps in most of the country. Some of them on the East Coast are a little bit short. But let's go back over to that roundabout. No, never mind. We're good. I guess it's enough news. So just to wrap things up here, those are the three sizes of roundabouts. Of course, they come in an infinite number of sizes. You know, they're not standard sizes. But the small one has only one lane around. It's like almost a crossroads, and I think it's probably the most dangerous type because people will come zipping through those. And that particular one's a good example because you really can't see off to the left and right who's coming into the roundabout. So you know, you don't want to just go plowing through one of those at high speed without looking, because somebody else might have the same idea, and two objects can't occupy the same space at the same time, they say. So yeah. Then the medium roundabout, there's a little bit more of an entrance ramp. It doesn't just like jump straight into the roundabout like the small one does. There is a little bit of an angle to the ramp, or a radius to the ramp, more curvature to the ramp. So there's a little bit more time, and you're almost forced to slow down because you have to go through that little bit of a curve. And since you're forced to slow down, it makes them a little bit safer. And then the really big ones, of course you're forced to slow down, but they have the added benefit of two lanes. So people can move back and forth between the two lanes inside the roundabout. So, you know, the upside to that is they can move over and let you in, or vice versa. But then, when you're on the inside lane, the flip side of that coin is you've got to get to the outside lane to get back out of the roundabout. So, you know, that's a place where people have to really be watching out. Generally, things go pretty smoothly at them, but it's maybe good to practice. Like I said, a little heads up never hurts.